Turmeric is probably the most famous natural remedy for inflammation. And I get it. It is golden. It feels powerful. It has real research behind it. And it sounds like the easiest answer. Joint pain? Turmeric. Skin flare? Turmeric. Gut inflammation? Turmeric. Brain fog? Turmeric. Everything hurts? Turmeric. But here's the part most people miss. Turmeric may help with inflammation, but it does not tell you why your body keeps creating inflammation. And that is the real question. Because inflammation is not just a fire. Sometimes it is a warning light, and if you only try to turn off the light, you may miss what the body is trying to show you. So before you ask, should I take turmeric? Ask this: what is feeding the inflammation? That one question changes the whole herbal strategy. Because turmeric is not just an anti-inflammatory herb, it is also bitter. It supports digestion. It supports bile flow. It supports antioxidant defense. It can support metabolic balance. It can fit joint stiffness, sluggish liver bile patterns, and certain inflammatory terrain. But that does not mean it fits every inflamed person. Here is the difference. If your inflammation comes with heaviness, bloating, constipation, feeling slow after meals, fatty liver signs, high triglycerides, blood sugar swings, or that puffy, stuck feeling, turmeric may make sense. Not as a magic fire extinguisher, as part of a movement strategy. This body may need better bile flow, better bowel rhythm, better liver processing, and better metabolic movement. That is why turmeric works better here when it is not alone. Think turmeric with artichoke leaf, dandelion root, schisandra, ginger, rosemary, and sometimes reishi when stress and poor recovery are part of the same picture. A formula direction could look like this: curcuma longa, turmeric, Cinara scalamus, artichoke leaf, Taraxacum officinale root, dandelion root, Schisandra chinensis, Zingiber officinale, ginger Ganoderma lucidum, reishi, when recovery and immune regulation matter. A general adult tincture direction could be around 5 to 10 milliliters, 2 to 3 times a day, usually with or before meals, depending on sensitivity. Notice the point. Turmeric is not the whole plan. The formula is the plan. Now flip the picture. What if the body does not feel heavy? What if it feels raw? Burning gut, reflux, loose stools, food reactions, cramping, nausea, sensitive skin. Everything reacts. This is where turmeric can be the wrong starting point for some people. Not because turmeric is bad, because the tissue may not want more movement yet. Turmeric is warm, bitter, and moving. If the gut lining already feels irritated, the first move may be protection, not pushing. That person may need marshmallow root, plantain leaf, calendula, chamomile, slippery elm, aloe, or licorice only when appropriate. Even hericium can be interesting when gut lining and nervous system sensitivity are part of the same loop. So instead of asking, how do I reduce inflammation faster? Ask, is this tissue asking to be pushed or protected? A gentle tea direction could be marshmallow root, plantain leaf, calendula, chamomile, and a small amount of licorice only if appropriate use, about 1 heaping 1 to 2 tablespoons per cup. Steep 10 to 15 minutes. 1 to 2 cups daily is a common gentle direction. Licorice is not for everyone, especially with high blood pressure, kidney issues, pregnancy, or certain medications. Again, do not copy the recipe blindly. Understand the direction. Sometimes the body needs calming before clearing. Now take joint pain. This is where turmeric gets most of its fame. But joint pain is not one pattern. Hot, swollen, reactive joints are one story. Cold, stiff, slow-moving joints are another. Joint pain with blood sugar issues is another. Joint pain with gut irritation is another. Joint pain with stress and poor sleep is another. Same complaint, different strategy. For chronic stiffness, turmeric may fit better with boswellia, ginger, nettle, and reishi. Turmeric supports inflammatory balance. Boswellia goes deeper into joint pathways. Ginger brings warmth and movement. Nettle adds mineral-rich tissue support. Reishi can support immune regulation and recovery. A general powder direction could be 2 to 10 grams per day of a combined formula, divided with meals. With concentrated extracts, the dose depends on the extract strength, so that should be guided more carefully. And this is where the safety piece matters. High-dose turmeric or curcumin supplements are not casual if someone uses blood thinners, antiplatelet drugs, diabetes medication, chemotherapy, immune suppressive drugs, or is preparing for surgery. Also be careful with gallstones, bile duct obstruction, strong reflux, ulcers, loose stools, pregnancy, breastfeeding, or complex medical conditions. Food-level turmeric is one thing, therapeutic supplementation is another. Now look at the skin. A lot of people take turmeric for acne, eczema, psoriasis, itching, redness, or rashes. But the skin is often not the root. The skin is the screen. Sometimes it is showing constipation, sometimes gut irritation, sometimes poor bile flow, sometimes lymph stagnation, sometimes allergy or histamine, sometimes stress, sometimes immune overreaction. So the strategy may look nothing like a joint formula. For skin inflammation with sluggish elimination, think more in the direction of burdock root, nettle leaf, dandelion, red clover, calendula, a small amount of turmeric if tolerated, and reishi when immune regulation is part of the pattern. This is not about forcing the skin quiet overnight. It is about asking, what keeps feeding the flare? That is the difference between a supplement trend and herbal thinking. And this is the bigger lesson turmeric teaches. A famous herb can still be the wrong first move. If the body is stuck, turmeric may help move. If the body is raw, it may need soothing first. If the body is reactive, it may need immune regulation. If the body is exhausted, it may need nervous system support and recovery. If the body is metabolically overloaded, it may need bile, blood sugar, bowel rhythm, and liver support. That is why a real inflammation strategy is not complicated. It is layered. Food-level turmeric can be a great daily support for many people. Use it in soups, stews, eggs, rice, vegetables, sauces, or golden milk. Take it with fat, olive oil, coconut milk, tahini, eggs, or ghee. A tiny pinch of black pepper may help absorption, but high-dose curcumin with black pepper is not the same thing as cooking with turmeric. More absorption does not automatically mean better. The question is always, does this fit the person? So here's the clean takeaway. Turmeric can be a great herb, but it is not a full inflammation strategy. The mistake is not using turmeric. The mistake is asking turmeric to do a whole protocol's job. Before you ask, should I take turmeric? Ask, what is feeding the inflammation? Irritation, congestion, poor elimination, blood sugar instability, immune overreaction, stress chemistry, poor recovery. That question is where real herbal medicine begins. Subscribe if you want herbal medicine explained by pattern, not by hype. These formulas and doses are educational examples, not personal treatment plans. With herbal medicine, the most important step is to meet a skilled clinical herbalist who can understand your personal pattern, medications, history, constitution, and guide you safely through the process.
The Herbalist.